All right, we got the plaque. I scratched off my address so that y'all don't do no fuck shit. Here we go. Let's open it up. Wow. All right, hang on. Now I gotta get a boomerang of it. This is so good. These look like pirate's booty. Dude, get a boomerang over from this there. Dun, dun. And we have the ClickFunnels 7-figure award, their fun little plaque. Hoping to get the diamond one next. That would be sick, 8 figures. But anyways, this is like, I consider this my high school diploma for entrepreneurship since I didn't get one. Or like 5 actually, it was way before we traveled. Bam. All right, let's take a moment real quick to appreciate how beautiful this sunset looks right now. I know you can't see it insanely well, but the whole sky is orange. About to go in the hot tub after this, but as it is heating up, which will take about 10 minutes or so, I want to show you something cool that actually just came in the mail. There's a few more on the way for different things. However, this right here, some of you might be familiar with what this is. This is the ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club Award. So that essentially means that you've done 7 figures in sales just through ClickFunnels. So $1 million with a funnel, okay? Now, I have multiple of these on the way for different things. So I'm close on a couple more new products and new funnels we're working on. It's just kind of a fun little, I don't know, I consider it like a diploma for entrepreneurship almost, but it's just a fun little thing that if you use ClickFunnels, which is like a funnel and like back-end membership website building service and a software, you're able to get this, okay? So I want to explain in this video how to scale a company to $1 million, what I ended up doing in order to hit that, and a couple of things I learned along the way. So the biggest thing that I realized, and I realized this pretty early on because I heard someone else say it, and I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. If you were to think right now about products that you need to purchase, think about maybe a bed, a car, healthcare, medicine, food. What do all those things have in common? They solve a problem. Now, is it 100% necessary? Right? Is it 100% necessary? Do you need a bed? No, you could sleep on the floor. People have done it for millions of years, right? You don't necessarily need a bed. However, it's a nice thing to have. So it's something where most people consider that a need. That is a basic need. You need somewhere to sleep. Now, with things like this, the plaque and doing e-commerce sales, I mean, I've done nearly $1 million with a new brand that is based around women's healthcare. Okay, it's a fun new project I'm working on. Is it necessary? Like all these face masks you see and different products and cleansers and like machines and whatever, it's not necessary, right? Because if you think back 5,000 years ago, did we have that? No, it's not like people were dying just because they didn't have a face mask. So it's like, is it necessary? No, but people almost perceive it as necessary. It is a need. It is a basic health need. So the way that I always like to think about products is if you want to reach $1 million, 10 million, even 10,000, whatever it is, you should try to find something that is going to solve a problem. It doesn't have to be a real problem like food, where if you don't have food, you will die, right? That is a very direct problem, but you can also create your own product. Create your own problem for the product. So I'll give you an example. For some things, I would try and create a problem and bring up something that's annoying. I don't know, just off the top of my head, let's say you had a solution for a duffel bag. I'm sorry for the mess, but here's a duffel bag, right? I literally just got back from traveling. Let's say when you're zipping it closed, the zipper keeps getting stuck on your clothes, right? It keeps getting stuck, you can't really close it. Well, maybe you had a new form of zipper, right? So you bring up the problem of how annoying it is to have that zipper catch. Well, now you're offering a product that solves a problem. So you're gonna get more people interested, more people paying attention to you, and ultimately more purchases because you're offering a product or a service that is helping someone with something, okay? So this specifically is from my company EcommSeason, which a subsidiary branch you guys might be familiar with is EcommSeason. EcommSeason. So I'm gonna have another plaque soon to join it on the wall for EcommSeason, which is our online training programs, but this specifically is relating to e-commerce. So there's a lot of different things I do. Most of my products that I sell online that are physical products, right, e-commerce products and brands that I work on, I only really run like two main things that are e-commerce products through ClickFunnels, okay? So those attributed to a whole bunch of sales, which ultimately ended up in a plaque. However, most of the stuff that I run is on Shopify and now gravitating a lot over onto WordPress. So I've been running both of those for quite a while, just depending on the brand and what I want to do with it, because there's multiple pros and cons for each. So as you're on your journey, let's say you hit your first $10,000, you've started running ads to a product that you have, that you've identified what the problem is for it and how to solve it, your product solves it. Well, now you have to start scaling it, because there's a huge difference between, you know, having a business that makes $10,000 a month and then doing $1 million, right? $10,000 a month, you're gonna take 10 years, almost 9 years to hit that $1 million. So you need to start scaling it. Now, if you were to think about something like, for example, the healthcare space, or literally anything, there's millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, and sometimes billions of people who are qualified to buy your product. So you need to think about it on the scale, the grand scale of things. How big is this issue, right? How many people can actually go ahead and purchase your product? Because you want to start amplifying to that audience. Now, one thing that I've done that I really, I love to do, I'm huge on breaking even on the front end. So this is where the concept of LTV comes into play. LTV stands for lifetime value, okay? And this is typically referred to when you're talking about your customer. For an example, think of Netflix. How much does Netflix cost for you to use? Well, you might say $10 or $11, but in reality, you are worth more than that to Netflix. I'll bet Netflix would pay at least $150, $200, $300 to get a customer. That's how much they're willing to put in their marketing, because they understand the average timeline of how long a customer stays with their service. So as long as they know that LTV and they can get the customer for cheaper than that, they're winning, even if they're losing money on the front end. Now with e-commerce, I don't ever really have to lose on the front end, just because I'm able to get my cost per purchase down significantly so that I'm usually profitable right away. Then when you add in stuff on the back end, subscription products, upsells, all these other things, and then buying more products, that is just bonus. That is extra, that is additional, that is further profit on top. So as I'm scaling a company, I always try to make sure, do I understand? You don't even have to know this yet, and you could have already made millions of dollars. Identify what your problem is, right? What is the problem that your customer is having, and how are you solving it? As soon as you nail down those two things and you can start conveying that in your marketing, you're gonna be able to relate a lot more closely to your customer. They're gonna engage a lot more, and they're gonna feel for your ad. And when emotions start coming into play, that's when they can make a financial decision to consider purchasing something. So for me, bringing something to $1 million is just a cool little thing. It's awesome, don't get me wrong, it's gonna look great on the wall, but it's the business that matters, right? It's the sales, the numbers, the marketing, and the fun behind it. So focus on finding a product and identifying what that problem is, making sure that that solves it. Even a service, I know people who, someone actually that I was speaking with earlier who wanted me to do marketing, they're doing about $130,000 a month in revenue, very low overhead. It's a software company, and their software is for doctors, law offices, legal practices, orthodontists, all sorts of offices, and essentially it's a digital filing system that organizes their clients and patients. Simple thing, makes life much easier for the business owner. They pay monthly for it, so these people understand, they've been doing it for about 1.5 years, they understand the lifetime value of the client, how to acquire them, what the problem is, and how it solves the problem, right? So something as simple as that, if theoretically you were to host it on ClickFunnels, you do $1 million in sales, you'll get this. They're not on ClickFunnels, and I don't think they could give a rat's ass about a plaque, but it's just a fun little thing. So doing $1 million in sales, no matter what company it is or what industry you're in, there's always going to be that thing where you have to find that problem and find a product, or create one, or create or find a service or solution that will solve it for them. So just keep that in mind as you're trying to build a company, and that's one thing I've really taken seriously in e-commerce. Then obviously you have all the nitty-gritty marketing tactics and scaling Facebook, Google ads, and all these different things, and retargeting, so that you can actually directly acquire that customer. That's gonna vary and be different depending on what industry you're in. So that's why I just suggest that you focus on it so much. And for me, this one specifically is super cool, because I got this about 6 months ago. It just now came in the mail, okay? It was really, really annoying because I started switching things onto ClickFunnels about, I would say 13, 14 months ago. For me, it was like, what was it? It was kind of towards the beginning slightly of 2018 is when I started using ClickFunnels a little bit more frequently, because to me, if you're trying to sell just one thing, so for my e-commerce products, I'll give you an example. For my e-commerce products, I am personally just having one product inside that funnel, and there's a whole next step that upsells them on another thing that's similar. So it's really good for like not a full-blown store with a bunch of products, but for e-commerce, in my opinion, it's great for just like one product and a good upsell structure. But it's also great for other things. If you're selling any other products or any services, ClickFunnels could possibly do the trick. I mean, this is in no way promoting it. However, this is something really cool that I wanted to display because I know I got a lot of feedback when I posted this on my Instagram. I did a little boomerang of it when I was opening it out of the box, and it's definitely something that's fun, you know, for me to get that. Really, really cool. Excited to have a couple of those on the wall and hopefully go for their 8-figure award, which is like a really cool silver one with a bunch of like 10 silver discs. So that'll be really cool to get. Definitely just a fun little, I don't know, it's like a little thing along the way that's always fun to get. So yeah, definitely, you know, most of my stuff is not being run through ClickFunnels. However, if you want to scale a business to $1 million, focus on that problem. It's gonna help you so much as soon as you can identify that and build a product or some sort of solution that a customer can buy for that problem. For an example, our education company, it's a very simple problem that people have. They don't know how to find winning products. They don't know how to set it up properly. They don't know how to market, scale ads, or do anything on the end of online marketing, right? So selling physical products, specifically drop shipping, without them having to touch it or buy the inventory up front, especially in the beginning, well, people don't know how to do that. It's a very hard thing. It's a very rare thing for people to succeed. We solve that, right? I do that successfully. Here's proof of that. I've been doing it for 4 years. So I've built something 2 years ago that helps people do that, right? It's really simple. So that's kind of the education side of things. So I'm able to have a product that offers a direct solution for a very real problem. Now, not everybody wants to do e-commerce. Not everybody knows what it is or knows that they can do it. However, for those people who do, which it's probably a group of a few million people, I'm able to be in there inside the market and offer a very high level solution, okay? So people can choose to buy that, and you know, you put it in front of them. Same thing with any sort of product or that software I was telling you about with the doctor's offices, you know, same concept, okay? So that is definitely huge. Run with that. You know, if you guys are trying to scale a company to $1 million, those are just some things along the way that I've learned. I know this video isn't crazy professional or whatever. I'm just sitting at the little desk in my room, which is absolutely messy right now. I just got back from nearly a month of traveling, and I'm headed out of town again in 2 days. So a little bit all over on the road. I'm glad this wasn't stolen off my front door. I think it's been sitting there for like a week or so. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down below what you enjoyed specifically and what golden nugget you got and what you plan on doing with it. I want to make sure you guys are taking action based on this information, right? I wouldn't have any sales in any of my companies. I wouldn't have built anything or done anything. And, you know, again, the little side fun thing is getting a plaque if you're using ClickFunnels. You know, that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't taken action on what I was learning years and years ago. And I still learn every single day. So let me know what it is you're going to work on specifically. And if this video helped you, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys drop a like down below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.